It's late. Your desk is set up perfectly. The highlighters are lined up and the playlist is on. You reread the same page 3 times and nothing sticks. And the first thought is, maybe this just isn't my learning style. That thought sounds helpful. It sounds like an explanation. Most of the time, it's just a delay dressed up as insight. Here's what's usually going on. A learning style label points to what feels smooth now, not what holds up later without looking. So studying turns into matching a format instead of building recall. And once a label feels true, it starts acting like a rule. You protect it. You avoid methods that feel awkward at first, even if those methods are the ones that actually build memory. So here's a simple way to interrupt this early, before you lose the hour. Step 1 is name the loop. When you hear, "I'm not that kind of learner," name it as the style loop. Not as a personality trait, as a repeated thought that shows up right before you switch methods or stall. Step 2 is cut the thread. Pick one idea you're studying and take it in 2 formats for 10 minutes total. A short reading plus a simple diagram, or a video clip plus a quick written summary. Then say it back in your own words without looking. Step 3 is reset on repeat. All week, do tiny recall checks, like a single question or 5 lines from memory. A quick explanation out loud works too. Keep what improves what you can produce without notes. Drop what only feels clean and comfortable while you're doing it. A lot of people resist this because it sounds like extra work. But it's usually less work than rebuilding the perfect study setup every night. Maya is a second-year college student. She took one of those quizzes and got told she was a visual learner. So she did what made sense. She turned everything into color-coded notes and pretty charts. It felt organized. It also kept her busy in a way that didn't threaten her. And then on the exam, she couldn't answer the questions. She could see the page in her head, but she couldn't answer the questions. That gap is the center of the problem. What feels easy while studying isn't the same thing as what you can recall later. Easy often means familiar. It often means you're recognizing the material, not producing it. So here's the part most people miss. Recognition is a nice feeling. It's also cheap. You can get recognition by rereading, rewatching, and highlighting. Recall is the part that counts when the page isn't there. Mechanism 1 is the comfort trap. When you reread and it feels smooth, your brain treats that smoothness like progress. You get the sense of, "I get it." But if asked to explain it with notes closed, you'd freeze or go vague. You can feel this in your body. There's a relaxed, drifting feeling when you're consuming. There's a tighter, more alert feeling right before you try to pull it out of memory. Most people choose the relaxed feeling and call it style. Mechanism 2 is identity glue. A label starts as a preference, then becomes a sentence about who you are. "I'm visual, so audio won't work for me." Or, "I'm not a math brain, so I need a different explanation." Once it's identity, it stops being tested. It becomes something you defend. So you keep a playlist stuck on one song, not because it's the best song, but because it feels like you. Mechanism 3 is cherry picking. You remember the time a diagram helped and forget the time a plain explanation worked. Or through doing practice problems, so the label keeps getting proven in your mind. This is subtle. It's not lying, it's just selective memory. And it pushes you toward one lane even when the road needs multiple routes. Mechanism 4 is setup replacing reps. You tell yourself you're studying, but you're mostly customizing. You remake notes, reorganize folders, and search for a better video. The tab never closes. That's not because you're lazy. It's because the moment you switch from setup to recall, there's risk. Recall can show you a miss. Setup almost never does. Now, the mistakes that keep this going are predictable. Mistake 1 is treating a quiz result like a rule. Even if the quiz was well made, it can't follow you into every topic. One format can't carry every job. Reading history, solving chemistry, writing essays, and learning a language don't ask the same thing from you. Mistake 2 is rebuilding resources instead of checking memory. This is the endless, "I'll make a cleaner set of notes and then I'll start." It feels responsible and keeps the real work safely future. Mistake 3 is blaming a mismatch when what's missing is feedback. If you never test yourself, you never see what's weak. So you assume the method is wrong for you, when the real issue is you didn't force the material to come out. Maya did this with anatomy. She watched clean videos and copied labeled drawings. She felt productive. Then she sat down with a blank page and couldn't label anything without peeking. That moment is useful if you treat it right. It's not proof that you need a different style. It's proof you need a different demand. Now, exactly 3 micro tools to keep this grounded. Micro tool 1 is the 5-line recall. Close the notes and write 5 lines from memory about the idea you just studied. Not perfect sentences. Just what you can produce without looking. Then open the notes and mark what you missed. This does 2 things fast. It separates recognition from recall and gives you a target for the next 10 minutes. Micro tool 2 is the 2 format switch. When you feel the "this isn't my style" thought, don't debate it. Switch the input format once, then output once. So you might read a short section, then draw a rough sketch, or watch a short clip, then explain it in plain words on paper. The point isn't variety for fun. The point is giving the idea a second route in, then forcing it back out. Micro tool 3 is the 1-question exit. Before you end a study session, answer 1 question with 0 notes. A real question, not "do I get it?" What are the 3 steps of the process? Is less than #0. 3 is greater than. What happens after X? Why does Y increase? If you miss, you don't punish yourself. You just found the next starting point. And you just prevented false confidence from carrying into tomorrow. Now bring back the 3-step ritual, because this becomes a weekly plan instead of a one-time insight. Name the loop happens when you hear yourself say, "I'm not that kind of learner." That sentence is the warning light. It usually shows up right before you abandon recall and return to comfort. Cut the thread means you stop negotiating with the label. You mix 2 formats for 10 minutes. Then you produce without looking, in your own words. Production is the dividing line between studying and consuming. Reset on repeat is where people quietly win. 3 or 4 short recall checks during the week beat a single long session where you only reread. Memory likes spaced pressure. It likes being asked to show up briefly more than once. Maya tried this without changing her whole life. On Monday, she did 10 minutes of reading, then a rough sketch, then 5 lines from memory. On Tuesday, she did 1 question before bed. On Thursday, she missed a detail and fixed only that part. Her notes got uglier. Her recall got cleaner. That's the trade. So here are the common moments where you can run the micro loops without thinking too hard. You sit down, feel stuck, and reach for the style explanation. Name the loop, do 2 formats, then 5 lines from memory. You feel the pull to rewatch the same video because it feels safe. Pause, write what you remember first. Then watch only to patch the holes you found. You think, "This isn't my style," when a topic gets technical. Translate that into, "This is a skill I haven't practiced yet." Then do 1 tiny rep that produces an answer, even if messy. You finish a session and want to close the laptop to feel done. Ask 1 question with no notes. If you can answer, you earn the stop. If you can't, you found tomorrow's first 5 minutes. None of this requires a new identity. It doesn't require a perfect method. It just requires you to measure studying by what comes out of your head, not by how nice it felt going in. A learning style label can be a preference, but the moment it becomes a limit, it starts costing you time. Real learning usually looks a little less comfortable than people expect, and it gets simpler when you stop chasing the nicest feeling and start tracking what you can recall later. You can watch someone optimize their setup for hours. You can also watch them avoid the one moment that would tell them the truth. That moment is recall, with the notes closed.